Let's talk about second position. I'm playing a Kongsheng Sunrise harmonica in the key of C. So first off, what is second position? Second position is the most common way to play blues harmonica. It also just might be the most common way to play any diatonic harmonica, any harmonica that is in one key. The easiest, most basic explanation of second position is this is a C harmonica. When I blow on holes 1, 2, 3, I'm going to get a C chord. When I draw on holes 1, 2, 3, I'm going to get a G chord. So when we play second position, we take a C harmonica and we make that draw chord our home chord. So we're going to be playing in the key of G, but we're using a C harmonica. Every diatonic harmonica has the root chord on the blow, and it has what we call the 5 chord on the draw. This just means that whatever key of harmonica you're in, so this is a C. So when we go up the C major scale, the 5th note of the C major scale is a G. And then we make that G into a chord. So the harmonica does this for us. In the bottom of the harmonica, we have the blow chord and we have a draw chord. Why does second position work so well? For a number of reasons. The harmonica is a very complicated instrument for the way that it's laid out. A lot of the way it lays out has to do with what we just discussed, the blow chord and the draw chord. When you play in second position, it naturally sets you up to get some minor notes and to be more expressive with your playing, which is what most of us want. So on the C harmonica, it naturally sets you up for playing in the key of G, and it also gives you some nice juicy notes you can get, some bluesy notes. For instance, it gives you what we call the flat 7 in music theory, which makes it a G7 chord. Especially when you're playing blues and plenty of other kinds of music, you're going to play 7 chords. So really in blues, a G7 chord is really the home chord. So if we just go straight across, 2 draw, 3 draw, 4 draw, 5 draw, that 5 draw is the flat 7. You can hear already that has a bit of a minor tonality to it. It gives it a cool bluesy sound already. So right off the bat, you're getting this free bluesy note. If I play in first position in C, I'll end on that major 7 and you can see how happy it sounds. It doesn't sound bluesy at all. So that's really not a very bluesy note. It's very happy. Another reason it's really great when we're playing blues in second position, that draw chord is our home chord. So in the C harmonica, that G is our home chord. So now because we're in the key of G, when we blow on that C chord, it gives us the 4 chord. Now when you're playing blues, the 4 chord is extremely common. In any 12-bar blues, it's going to start on the 1 chord. The next chord it goes to is the 4 chord. For many different kinds of music, it's great to have that 1 chord. And then we also have a full chord that we can get on the 4 chord. Basically any kind of popular music, the 1 chord and the 4 chord are the most popular chords. Many of us pick up harmonica because we fell in love with how expressive it can be. A lot of that expressiveness comes from bending notes. Well, something about harmonica is that on holes 1 through 6, you can only bend on the draw notes. On 7 through 10, you can bend on the blow notes, but we're not going to get into that today. So that's another reason in second position, all those notes of our G7 chord, 1 through 5 draw, we can bend all those notes. You can also bend the 6th draw. That's just sort of an extra note. That's not really in the chord. So all these draw notes, all these draw bends can give you this really great expressiveness that we all love. So I'll show you very quickly how you can bend all these notes 1 through 6. Some of these notes you can bend to more than one pitch. So those notes can be bent to varying degrees. Some of them can be bent down a half step, some of them a whole step, some can be bent a step and a half, and then something like the 5 draw, it can't really be bent down to a whole new note. You can bend it down a little bit and give it some expressiveness. When we're playing second position, we're playing blues, all kinds of music, we use these bends all the time. So the design of the harmonica, it just lays out better for blues in second position. So all of that was on draw notes. Anything that you heard that had a little bit of a slur to it, that was all bending. And we can only do that with draw notes. So the notes that you can bend just happen to lay out in the right places in second position. If you were playing in first position, yes, you can bend some of those notes, but they're not the notes that are going to give you a bluesy feel. You can play a blues scale in second position, which, just to jump in a little bit of theory again, it gives you the root, the minor third, the 4, the flat 5, the 5, the flat 7. You cannot get these notes in first position. You can get some of them. You really can't get those minor notes that you need to get, these in-between notes that are going to give you the tension and the release that is really just crucial to playing blues. So I can get that full blues scale in the second position using the draw 2 all the way up to the blow 6. So I'll use draw and blow notes here, and I'll play another blues lick in second position. So in that lick right there, I used every note from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 draw. I also used the 4 blow and I used the 6 blow. So that kind of lick would be impossible in first position. I couldn't get those minor sounding notes that really give us that amazing tension that we want. And you know, that's what blues playing is. It's about having this tension and then we release things. You can play bluesy type things in first position. It's just more difficult. The harmonica really just naturally lays out for the major scale. And it's just harder to play bluesy type stuff if you only have the major scale, because the blues relies on a couple of minor notes. So really, just to wrap things up, playing in second position isn't any kind of rule. It's just a different way of thinking about the harmonica. It's just about making that draw chord your home chord. When you do that, you get a really strong 1 chord and a 4 chord with the blow. You get a really natural blues sound, even without bending, because you have that flat 7, which is the 5 draw. And you also have access to these really expressive bends. For most of us, playing in second position is just the most standard way to play. As I say in all of my lessons, just be sure to relax, breathe through the instrument, let it work with you, have fun. You pick this thing up because you want to make music. If you found this helpful, please like and subscribe. Click here for the next Harmonica Mondays lesson.